Busy. I'm so busy I can hardly keep up. How many times have you heard that? How many times have you said it yourself? Have you ever thought, though, what does that really say about us? Hey friends, this is Pastor Ron with this week's Message of Hope. We are certainly a people in a hurry. Just notice how much time elapses between the light turning green and the guy behind you blowing his horn if you don't move right away. Hurry is never more visible than it is in traffic. Truth is, hurry sickness is everywhere to be found. So, what's behind it? I mean, most of us pride ourselves in being really busy. But look at what words share the same root as hurry. Hurl, hurdle, hurricane. Not exactly words I desire to describe my life. Spiritual leaders much smarter than me say that hurry is defined as, quote, a state of frantic effort one falls into in response to inadequacy, fear, and guilt. We stay busy, and we want to be perceived as busy because it means we're important. All of us want to feel important, relevant, having something to say and offer the world. The late Henry Nouwen wrote important books read by lots of people. He taught at such prestigious schools as Notre Dame, Yale, and Harvard. Talk about an impressive resume. Then he went to work at a home for severely mentally handicapped adults in Toronto. To say the least, they cared less about his resume or his accomplishments. He wrote, quote, their liking or disliking me had absolutely nothing to do with any of the many useful things I had done until then. I couldn't impress anyone. What if you could live without pretense? What if you could just be yourself, be real, and not have to tell everybody how busy you are? What if you could be secure and confident, not in your relevance or accomplishments, but in something bigger? Well, we are in the first days of the season of Lent, which remembers Jesus' 40 days fasting alone in the wilderness. At the end of those days, the devil came and tempted him. The first temptation was to turn stones into bread. It was the temptation to be relevant, to matter, to do something that really made a difference. His response? Man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. He clung to his mission and didn't fall for the temptation. We live in a success-oriented world. Look at the progress. Look at the things we've achieved and accomplished. But what has it brought us? Nouwen says, beneath all the great accomplishments of our time is a deep current of despair. While efficiency and control are the great aspirations of our society, it's a culture filled with loneliness, isolation, lack of friendships, boredom, feelings of emptiness and depression, and a deep sense of uselessness. Well, maybe relevance isn't all it's cracked up to be. So what's the answer? Jesus said it's drawing our life from God and His Word. Jesus demonstrated the answer by taking 40 days away from the treadmill and the endless cycle of producing and accomplishing and getting really important stuff done, and away from the public eye. He took 40 days to be with God, to listen to God's voice, to look at God's beauty, and to taste fully God's infinite goodness. What if in this season of Lent you stepped away from the busyness and the never-ending need to prove your worth and spent more time in prayer than you ever have in your life? You might accomplish less, yet find peace and true fulfillment along the way. That you are a human being loved by God, and that's enough. And maybe, just maybe, you'll lose the feelings of inadequacy, the fear and guilt, and revel in the only status that really matters, being a child of God. As one former success addict declared, behold what manner of love the Father has given unto us, that we should be called children of God. And that is what we are.